Now, in the use of first in, first out, okay, as we did discuss last time we met, okay, we did say that the value of the closing inventory, okay, is going to be made off of the most recent prices, okay, because don't forget, as mentioned, you're going to first sell, okay, from the items that you did acquire recently, okay. So you first sell from the items that were acquired recently, okay, which therefore means that the closing inventory, okay, that the items that the item that remain unsold in quote, okay, with the items that you did acquire maybe at the end of the month, okay, but the items that were there at the beginning of the month are the one you're going to be selling first, okay, which means therefore if there will be a scenario where there is increase in price, okay, there's increase in the price of commodity, then you're going to have a case where the inventory, or rather the goods you're selling, okay, their value is a bit low, okay, because as you mentioned, you first sell from the item that were there beginning of the time period, okay, when the price was low, which means for the cost of sale is going to be low, is getting made of items that were acquired at low prices, okay. However, the closing inventory is going to have high value. The closing inventory is going to have high value. Why? Because the items that forms or makes up the closing inventory are the items that have been recently acquired, okay. That's what we did discuss then, okay, and the use of the first in, first out method, okay. We went ahead and did an example, okay, which we discussed together last time, okay. Now, today, we start by discussing the use of the last in, first out. It's called the last in, first out. Now, this is in quote like the opposite of first in, first out, okay? Where we are going to sell first the item that were acquired first, the item that have been acquired recently, okay? Which means therefore the items of closing, which means therefore the value or most of the items you're selling are the ones that have been acquired, for instance, at the end of the time period, okay? If the time period is going to be the month, for example, it'll be therefore the most of the items you'll be selling, let's say at the end of the month, okay, are the items that have been recently acquired, okay, the items that have been recently acquired, okay. Which means therefore the closing inventory, okay, the items that remain unsold in quote by the end of the month, okay, therefore will be made of the items that were acquired beginning of the month, okay. I hope that's clear, okay. That in this method of the use of the last in, first out method, okay, the items, the closing sale, the cost of sales, okay, the value of the inventory that the company will be selling, okay, is going to be made of the items that have been recently acquired. Last in, okay, the one you acquired recently, okay, first out. You're going to sell first from the item that have been acquired at the latest, okay, the recently, okay. That's the case here, okay. What we mean by last in, first out, okay. Let me repeat. The cost of sale, the value of the item the company will be selling by the end of the time period. Okay, most of those items you're selling, okay, were the ones that have been acquired at the end of the time period. Okay. And the closing inventory, the items the company is here to sell by the end of the time period, is made most of the item that were acquired beginning of the month, for example. Okay. Which means therefore, in case there's going to be an increase in the price, okay, if there'll be an increase in the price of commodities, okay, what that means therefore is that you're going to have a case where most of the items of the company, okay, most of the items of the company, let's say the closing inventory, okay, it means therefore you're going to be, or the closing value is going to be quite low. The closing inventory value is going to be low. Why is that the case? Because the closing inventory, the items that makes up the closing inventory, okay, are the items that were acquired at the end of the month when the price was low, okay. Which means for the cost of sale, okay, is going to be very high. Why? Because you're going to be selling items that have been acquired recently when the price was high, okay. So you need to get that distinction, okay, between the cost of sale and the closing inventory, the cost of sale and the closing inventory, okay. Now, if we had to go to the previous example, okay, and we apply the last in, first out, okay, we use the last in, first out method to get the value of the closing inventory and the value of the cost of sale, okay. So let's refer back to that example, okay. We do the closing inventory and the cost of sale under the same example, okay. So go through it, then we discuss together. Okay, so this is the same example which we did at a first in, first out. But now we want to use our different valuation method. Okay, the use of the last in, first out.
500.
Okay, that's the closing inventory or the cost of sale.
Yes.
Which is which? Closing inventory or the cost of sale?
That's the value of the closing inventory.
Value of closing inventory as per Alexander is equal to 2,500, isn't it? Alexander.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
closing 2,500. 2,500. Okay. Cost of sale. Have you done the cost of sale or not yet?
I've done the cost of sale.
Okay, and how much did you get?
I got 5,750.
Okay, $750. Okay, that's great. That's from Alexander. Okay, Aisha, what do you have? Aisha. Hey, Aisha is not in class. What's happening? Emmanuel, what do you have? Emmanuel.
Yes, Chair.
Yes, what do you have?
I'm still working on the cost of sale.
Okay, do you have the closing inventory or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. James, what do you have?
I'm still doing it.
Okay. Hirani, what do you have?
So I also have 5750.
That's the cost of sale.
Yeah.
Closing inventory, what do you have?
I'm still doing that one.
Okay, okay. Yvonne, what do you have?
I'm still doing it.
Okay, Vanessa. Vanessa.
I'm still doing it.
Okay. Joshua.
Yes.
What do you have? Closing inventory value?
500.
Closing inventory value, that is 500 from Joshua. Okay, cost of sale?
4K.
4,000. Okay. Great, that is from Joshua. Munira.
Yes, sir.
What do you have?
I'm kind of stuck. I'm just working on it.
Okay, okay. Whitney, what do you have?
2,600.
For closing inventory?
Yes.
2,600. Cost of sale?
5,600.
5,600. Okay, let's attempt to do it together. Okay, for those who are stuck. Okay, so here, don't forget you're using the last in, first out method, which means therefore we sell first from the inventory that have been acquired recently. Okay, so first the sale was made on 25th of September. So the sale, okay, was made on 25th, okay, of September, and the items sold were 1,800 units. Okay, that's the items that the company is selling at that point in time. As we said, we sell first from what has been acquired recently. Okay, it will therefore 1,800. We first pick from the item acquired recently, which in this case was on 22nd of September. Okay, 22nd of September, the company acquired 1,000 items. Okay, at a price of 6.5. We need to sell 1,800. So we have picked 1,000 from 22nd. Then the next date is on 15th. Okay, we need 800. So therefore we pick 500 from the 15th. Okay, at a price of 3. Then we still have 300. We need to have 300 more. Okay, because we have 1,000 here, 500. So we need 300. Therefore, on the 8th, okay, of September, we pick 300 to make therefore 1800. And the value of per stock is 2.5. So therefore 300 times 2.5. Okay. Therefore, this is the value of the item that we are selling. Okay. Okay, the total value of total items we are selling is 1800. Okay. So we pick 1,000 from 22nd, 500 from 15th, and 300 from 8th of September. Okay. The total is 1800. Okay, so here we get therefore that 500 to be the value of the stock for there, 1500, and here we get 750.
750. Yeah.
750. Okay, total
5750.
5750 to get total of 5750 to be the value of the cost of goods we have sold, the 1800 items. Okay. Now the next bit we need to discuss is on the closing inventory. Okay, closing inventory. On the closing inventory, we have on the 8th of September, okay, on the 8th of September, so this is closing inventory. On the 8th of September, we took 500, we sold 500, 300. However, we had 500, we had 500 there. Therefore, we still have stock remaining there. So on the 8th, we took 300, we remained with 200 here, the 200 with a value of 2.5 for each of the item. Then on 1st September, okay, don't forget we never sold from the items we had as at 1st of September. They are 1,000 at a price of 2. Okay, therefore this is giving us therefore 500, and this is going to give us 2,000. Okay, therefore the item that remain unsold by the end of the month, therefore total value is equal to 2,500. Yes.
So I'm not understanding where the 200 has come from.
Okay. On the 8th of September, how many items do we have on the 8th of September?
300.
No. As for the question there.
500.
500, isn't it? Then from 500, we have sold 300. You can see here, we have made a sale of 300 items.
Yes.
So how many items are remaining on the 8th of September?
Oh, yeah, 200.
200, yes, that's where this 200 is coming from, okay?
Okay.
Okay, then on 1st of September, don't forget, in quote, we never sold from the items we had as 1st of September, which is 1,000 times 2, together for 2,500, total 2,500. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, just to check, okay, 25, yeah, that's great. I think this is from Alexander. I'm not sure. Who got 500? I just want to know where you made the mistake. Okay, now that we are here to pinpoint you. Who got 500? Joshua, you're the one who got 500.
500. Yes.
Okay, how do you get 500? Just for the start.
You see, okay, teacher, I got all the values, but nilisahau to add, so I just so I just said with the first number I saw on my screen. On my book, I mean.
Okay, don't forget you need to add all of them. Either way, it goes to get total value. Okay, great. Okay. Then Whitney, I think Whitney got 2,600. Whitney?
I calculated wrongly.
Okay, how wrong did you calculate it?
300 times 2.5, I got 600.
Hey, okay.
That was wrong.
Yeah, there. Okay, fair enough. Okay, and then on the closing inventory?
I did 200 times 3.
Hey, okay. Yeah, you have to be quite careful. Okay, you have to be quite careful. And most of the time, as I told you, that you can make a mistake, and the exam actually presents you with an answer with your mistake. Okay, so you might end up thinking that you have passed the exam, whereas you have failed the exam. Okay. Anyway, okay, that's on the use of classing faster method of valuing inventory as well as getting the cost of sale. Okay. Any question?
I have a question.
Sure.
in the exam, will they tell you to use the first in, first out, or the last in, last out? Will they give you an option?
Yes, of course, they'll give you an option. They told that to value the inventory or get the closing inventory using the last in, first out, or using the first in, first out. Yes, it will be specified which method you're using.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, that's the use of the last in, first out method, getting the value of the closing inventory as well as the value of the cost of sale, okay, the value of the items the company has sold, okay. Then we also have the use of the cumulative weighted average. Yes, yes.
So I've not understood anything from the start to the end.
Okay, that's why you need to ask a question. Okay, let me go back to the screen. Okay, where did you understand?
From the beginning of the cost of sales through to the closing inventory.
Okay, so as for this question, how many items are you selling? Ismail, don't go away because I need to engage you.
Yes.
Okay, so how many items are you selling in the month of September?
Is it the 1800?
Yeah, as for the question. Don't guess. Okay, as for the question, I hope we have the question with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, how many items are you selling?
1800 units.
You're selling 1800 units, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and we are saying that you're going to sell mostly from the items that you acquired recently. Okay, so the sale, when are you making the sale? On 25th of September, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're making the sale on the 25th of September. So you're going to first pick the item which you acquired recently. Now, which is the nearest date from 25th of September?
22nd.
22nd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, let's first pick the item that we had as per 22nd. How many items do we have as per 22nd?
1,000.
1,000. The value per unit item?
$3.50.
Okay, so total value therefore is how much? The 500, isn't it?
500, yeah.
Okay. However, don't forget, you need to, on 25th September, you're selling 1,800. So you have only picked 1,000. So you have 800 to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Therefore, wasn't there the next date from 22nd September?
15th.
15th. On 15th, how many items do we have?
500.
500. Okay, don't forget, we need 800, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, how many items remaining? Do we need more?
300.
300. No, therefore, what's the next date?
8th.
8th September, yes. 300, therefore, times the value of the item as per the 8th September, which was 2.5. On 15th, the value per item was 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you just multiply 1,000 times 3.5, that's 500. 500 times 3, 1,500. 300 times 2.5, we get 750, okay?
Yeah.
Therefore, the value of the item we have sold on 25th of September, therefore, this cost was 57.50. Is that clear?
Yes.
That's clear.
Yeah.
That's what we found, therefore, as the cost of sale, the value of the cost of the items we have sold, which in this case, therefore, is 57.50.
Yes.
That's clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next question we want to get is to get the value of the closing inventory. Okay. The items are by the end of the month that we are here to sell. Okay. Don't forget, on 22nd of September, we have sold all the items, isn't it?
Yes.
On 15th of September, all the items that were here, we have sold them, isn't it?
Yes.
On the 8th of September, we had 500. We sold 300. How much remain?
Pardon?
On the 8th of September, we had 500 items, isn't it?
Yes.
We did sell 300.
Yes.
How many items remained?
200.
200, which is, we have it here, 200. Clear?
Yes.
On the 1st September, we had 1,000 items.
Yes.
Isn't it? But we have not yet sold them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Therefore, they come as part of the closing stock, therefore, because we are yet to sell from the items we had as at 1st of September. Therefore, 1,000 times 2. 2,200 times 2.5.
Yes.
The total value is 500, therefore, plus 2,000 to give, therefore, 2,500.
2,500.
It's clear.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. So that's again, therefore, the value of the value of the closing inventory as well as the cost of sale. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. That's what the use of the last in, first out method. Okay. The next method can use when it comes to valuation of inventory is the use of the cumulative weighted average method. Okay. The cumulative weighted average method. Okay. Now in this method, every time units are added, okay, a new average price is calculated. Anytime units are removed, they are removed at the prevailing average. Okay. It's the use of cumulative. Okay. But we are going to be using the average. You're going to be using the average values, okay, when it comes to getting the, you're going to be using the average prices, okay, when it comes to getting the value of the goods we are selling or the value of the goods that are remain unsold, okay? So that's what happens. You need to get the average, okay? What do you mean, therefore? I think the best was to explain it through an example, okay? What we call the use of cumulative weight method, okay? That every time that you're making a sale, for example, okay, we are going to first determine what has been the average price of the commodities that we are acquiring, okay? Then we are going to be selling the items, or rather the value per items you're going to be selling is the average price as per that point in time, okay? If, for example, you're going to sell item on 10th of September, okay, and just an example, the value of the items you're selling, the value of the items that we are selling made of will be the average price for the items that we had from 1st September all the way to the 9th of September, all the way to the 10th of September, okay? So we get the average price, okay, for all the items we acquired between 1st and the 10th, okay? Of the item we are selling on the 10th will be the average price, which I've just calculated, okay? If you're going to have another sale to be made in the, let's say on the 20th of September, okay, we get the average price of all the items, okay, we had, okay, of course, from the 10th, okay, because the latest point of sale was on 10th, between 10th and the 20th, okay? That's when you're going to therefore be getting the average value, okay? So on 20th of September, if you're making another sale, you get a new average, okay? So you're going to get new averages every time the company is making a sale. Let's do an example to explain it in detail. Go through this, then discuss in detail. Okay, let's attempt to read together. So this is quite an easy one. And I think the next one shall do, we need to complicate it a bit. This is too straightforward. Anyway, let's read together. So you meant to get the value of the closing inventory, and of course to get the cost of sale. Okay, so attempt to read together. So you that on that 1st of March, the company is going to sell 800 items at a price of $12. So first we need to get what has been the average price so far by the time that you're making the sale. So first we need to get the average price. The average price we go to on 12th of March, we bought items. We bought 1,000 items at a price of 5. The total value of the items then was 1,000 times 5 plus on the 21st of March. We bought 500 units, okay, at a price of $6, okay. That's the value of the items that was bought on 21st of March. In total, by the time you're making a sale, the number of items the company has in store is equal to 1,000 plus 500, 1,000 plus 500. That's therefore the average price so far by the time you're making a sale on that 1st of March. There was the average price.
This is 0.016.
It's 0. It can be 0. Because it can be 0. It has between 5 and 6. Check again.
5.5.
5.5, exactly.
Yeah.
50. 5.50. Confirm.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So therefore, get the average price equal to 5.5. Okay.
No, sir, it's 5.3.
Hey, what's happening?
It's 5.33.
5.33.
5.33.
Hey, okay, you get 5.33. Okay. Okay, they have the average price between the average value of the goods that have been acquired between the 12th of March all the way to the 21st of March. Okay, 5.33. Which means therefore the cost of sales, therefore, is made of, we know the value. We are selling, first of all, on the 1st of March, we are selling 800 items, okay? 800 items. And the value per item is equal to 5.33. The times 5.33. Let's give us, therefore, the cost of sale would give us 4,000.
$4,266.67.
267 more or less that way. Okay. They'll give us therefore the value of the cost of sale. Okay. Now we also need to get the closing stock value or the closing inventory value. We sold 800. Okay. As that 1st of March, the total number of items we have in store is 1,000 plus 500, which gives us 1,500. Okay. So we had 1,500 minus the item we have sold, the 800 here. So we remain therefore with 700. Okay. So this is 1,500, so you don't confuse. Don't forget, by that 1st of March, the total item acquired is equal to 1,500 minus item we are selling, which is 800. Therefore, we remain with 700. The value per item is 5.33. To give us how much? 3,000. $713.
Yeah, that's one.
That's one. 731. 731. Therefore, the value of the closing inventory. Simple as that. That's what we get there for the value of the closing stock. Okay. 700, the closing inventory units times the value per item, which still remain at 5.33. Question? Okay. See, that was an easy one.
I've not understood it from the part where I've written cost of sales is equals to 800 times 5.33.
Okay. So that 1st of March, how many items are you selling?
800.
800 items, 800 units, is it?
Yeah.
Now, what's the cost per item? We have already done the calculation there. It's 5.33, isn't it?
Yeah.
Therefore, what's the cost of the item you're selling on that 1st of March? It's 800 times the cost per item, which is 5.33.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
You give us therefore value equal to 4267.
Okay.
Okay. Then on that 1st of March, or the same day, we have sold 800. But in total, by that 1st of March, we had 1,500 items, is it? Because you bought 1,000 on 12th of March, you bought 500 on 1st of March. So in total so far, you have 1,500 units, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've sold 800.
Yes.
You remain with?
1,500 minus 800.
Which is 700, isn't it?
Yes.
The cost per item remain at 5.33, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you just multiply and get for the value of the items remaining to be the 731.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, that's on the use of the cumulative average. Okay. Now we have what we call the periodic weighted average. Okay, the use of the periodic weighted average method. Okay. Now in this method, we are going to be getting the cost of the item by the end of the period. Okay, by the end of the period. Okay, so it's not like the case of the cumulative where you're going to be getting the value of the item every time that a sale is being made. okay? If a sale is being made on 10th, then you need to get the average price of items by the 10th of September, for example, okay? If you're selling on the 20th of September, you get the value of the item by the time the sale is being made on 20th of September. In the case of the periodic, we're going to get the value of the items by the end of the period, okay? By the end of the period, okay? So therefore, all the items acquired during the month, okay? All the items acquired during the month, we need to get the average value of those items acquired, okay? Irrespective of when the items were being sold at, okay? So you need to get the average value of all the items acquired during that particular month, okay? All those items, we get the average value, okay? And the same way we've just done with the case of the cumulative, okay? If by the end of the month, we need to, you get the how many items during the month have we sold, okay? On 10th of September, we sold, let's say 100 items. On 20th, we sold 300 items. So by the end of the month, all the total number of units you have sold, so add them all together, okay? The cost of sale, therefore, will be equal to all the items you have sold times the average value of the items for the entire, for example, 1 month, okay? The same we have done in the case of cumulative, okay? The closing stock, okay? You do the same thing. How many items have we acquired during the month, okay? Minus the items you have sold during the month times the average value at the end of the period, okay? That's the periodic. We're going to get the average at the end of the period, okay? Not the end of the period, not the point when you make the sale, for example, okay? But at the end of the period. Now, if you follow the same example you've just done, okay, the value will be the same, okay? So this question is what we just done in the previous example, under the case of the use of the cumulative weighted average, okay? So let's try another method. Let me tweak this example, okay? So let me tweak this example so that it becomes different from the example. Let me see, 1500. Let's see on the 25th. 25th. Yes, yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Can you go back to the formula?
Yeah.
The formula, okay.
Yes, thank you. 1 minute, 1 minute. Thanks.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Just a minute.
Sir.
Yes.
Could you go back to the formula for 1 minute? Thank you.
Yes, that's where the screen is.
Thank you.
Okay. So since the example we had here previously, where you didn't have this line, okay, the cost will be the closing value will be the same because it's the same example you've done before, okay, and the case of the cumulative method, okay. So I'm trying to tweak this so that it becomes a bit different, okay. Because as it stands, okay, the value of the average value of the items will be at 5.33, the one you've just done before, okay. The closing stock will be the same. The cost of sale will be the same. So allow me to tweak, okay, this example, okay. That's on the 15th, okay, 15th March. The coming with a sale, okay, 15th March, okay, sale of, let's 400 items, 400 units, okay, as let's say 5 This is $7.5 per item each. Okay, tell me the value closing inventory and cost of sale and cost of sales using cumulative average, cumulative and periodic weighted average. Average method. Okay, so it's just the same example. Only thing I've done here is I've added, maybe there was a sale that was made on the 15th of March of 400 units, okay, 400 units. So we want to get the value of the closing stock and the value of the cost of sale using the two methods, okay, using the periodic and using the cumulative, okay. So I want to do something here. I want to split you in groups, okay. So I want to split you in groups, okay. You read the question, you discuss the question, and then one of you come and present for us, okay? Okay, let me tweak another one. Let me add something else here. Let me add something else here, 25th March. Okay, but just call it is by the units. At $7 each. Okay, so I want to split it in groups. Okay, come with you do your analysis, then come back when you make a presentation for us. Okay, so I'll split you. We are 18 of us. Okay, so I'll split you in a group of 3. So we'll be having 6 groups. Okay, so in group of 10 groups of 4. 4 might not be best. 5. Okay, 3. So split in a group of 3. So we take 10 minutes, go through the question, okay? So discuss, okay? Argue it out, okay? Then come back and I'll pick one of you from the group, okay? And you make the presentation, okay? So I'm assigning you to groups, okay? So kindly join your group, okay? So you'll be having 6 groups, okay? And yes, go to your group.
Yes.
Yes. What did you get the value of the stock?
I'm stuck at the closing inventory. In front, I'm not getting any amount.
Sorry?
I'm stuck at the closing inventory.
So you have the closing inventory?
Yeah, I'm stuck there. In front, I'm getting a decimal number.
Okay. So you are as a group or?
Sorry?
You're in a group, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did your group, what did you do as a group when it comes to the closing inventory value under the two method?
3366.
Okay. Let me just open my working area. Just a second. Okay, so let's do this method. It'll be the cumulative method. And here you have periodic method. This is closing inventory. The cost of sales. Okay, so Jay, cumulative method, what do you get? Closing inventory?
Closing inventory 3366.
That 36. Okay, that is as per the cumulative method. Periodic method, what do you have?
Sorry?
Under the periodic method, what do you have?
No, I didn't get that one.
So is it you all as a group? Jay?
No, I did my personal.
Hey, you meant to discuss.
Mwambie.
Hey, okay. Cause of sale, therefore, what do you have?
Yeah. Kimbia kabla aende. Na maziwa.
Hey.
$67, $32.
57, 32.
67.
Oh, 67. That's under the cumulative method.
Yeah.
Periodic method, what do you have?
No.
Hey, Jay, what happened? You guys, I gave you a lot of time. Who's the other member of your group?
I was requesting if you can please take us through another example.
You guys, but no, you need to get, the idea was for you guys to go through it because there's nothing straight here. Joshua, what do you have? You and your group, that is. Joshua?
We got close to 3366.
That is under the cumulative method. Don't forget, there are two methods here you're meant to use. The cumulative method and the periodic method. Okay, so we begin the cumulative method. What do you have? Close inventory, the 36.
Yeah.
Close of sale, and the cumulative method.
It's the same thing they've got.
Okay, the 67, that's 2.
Yeah.
Periodic method, under the periodic method.
Hatukumalizia hapo.
Hey, what was happening? What's happening? Hey, you guys. Yvonne.
Yes.
Yes, what do you have?
We are the same group with Joshua.
Oh, you're the same group with Joshua.
Yes.
Talu, what do you have?
Same group with Jay.
Hey. Munira, what do you have? You and your group?
So me and my group tried to figure out cost of sales.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like we're off. We just didn't know how to work it out.
Hey, a group of
we didn't understand the question.
So you didn't do anything?
We did. We tried to figure it out, but we ended up with 6.925.
So which method? Cumulative? Cumulative.
Yeah.
You get what do you get for the sale?
6.925.
6.9. Hey, what's happening? Hey, okay, Munir. What's happening here today? James. James.
I'm not quite sure.
What do you mean? You're not sure? No, it's about the group. What did you discuss at the group?
In the same group. Marvin.
With who?
Joroge.
Okay, tell us what you guys discussed.
Closing inventory.
Under which method? Under cumulative or periodic?
Periodic.
Periodic, closing inventory.
Sorry, I mean cumulative.
We
discussed closing inventory and cumulative.
Okay, what the closing inventory value was how much?
3360.
3360.
Nope, 3366.
3366. Okay. Cost of sale at the cumulative.
732.
732. That's the cost of sale.
Cost of sales.
Yes.
No, cost of sales, we didn't get it.
So this 732 is for what?
I was confusing with my other workings. Like, I didn't quite organize my workings properly. What we did get is the closing inventory.
For both methods?
No, we got the closing inventory for cumulative.
Only?
Yeah.
What is happening? You guys, I gave you a lot of time. Ian. Ian. Ian.
Sir, I'm saying.
Yes.
We still need about 2 minutes to complete our calculations because at the moment it's still not clear to each one of us. We're getting. I'm the one getting a different answer from my group members.
So the other group members are getting a common answer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with the majority. So what are the other members getting?
Okay, let me leave it to Alexander. If you can hear me,
Yes.
please.
Okay, great. Alexander, take us through.
Yes. For the CWA, cumulative weighted average method, the value of the closing inventory is 6,480. And
sorry, 6,480. 6,480.
Yeah, 6480.
6480.
And the cost of sales is 3366.
3366. That's the cost of sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, periodic weighted average. The cost of goods used is 5.97 is the cost of goods used. Okay, that is the average price.
Okay, so I want to get the total value of the goods that you've sold. Yes, that's what I want to get. Not the value price, but the total value of goods sold. What do you get?
Maybe you give me a few minutes.
Okay, close inventory. Or just do the average. You need to get the total value, just like you're done with the cumulative.
Okay.
Okay.
I may need a few minutes.
Okay, fair enough. Marvin. Marvin.
Yes. The cumulative. We did the cumulative and the periodic. And the cumulative, we got the cost of sales as 67.32.
That's true.
And the closing inventory, that is 366.
366. Okay. Periodic method.
Cost of sales, we got 64.68.
468.
Closing inventory, 32.34.
32.34. Yeah, at least you guys, you did something. Other people are not sure. Anyway, that's good, Marvin. Okay. Shall do it together to see the answer. Okay. Jenga, in your group? Jenga in your group? The group members of Jenga. Hey, Jenga is not in class.
I was in Jay's group.
Sorry?
I was in Jay's group.
Okay, tell us the answer you got, Jenga. You and your group.
I was in Jay's group.
James, or join the James group?
Jay.
Oh, Jay, okay. Vanessa, okay, I get it, Jenga. Vanessa in your group? Vanessa. Vanessa is not in class. Okay.
Teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, she has texted and said she was in Marvin's group. Ametuma hapo kwa everyone chat.
She's part of which group?
Marvin's group.
Okay. Yes, do we have here? Hamida. Hamida. Hamida, not in class. Okay. Yes, Alexander.
Yeah, I'm getting for B, for the PWA, the cost of sales is 7,100.
7,000.
100.
100.
And the value of inventory, value of closing inventory is 3,474.
That 474. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try to do one. You guys, when I give a question, you go and tell them. It's not that this is the final exam. No, it's not. The idea is for you to go and make a mistake. Okay, so don't fear making a mistake, because I think most of you, that's what you fear. Don't forget, it's good enough that you attempt. Okay, try as much as you can. Anyway, let's do it. Let's begin by the use of the cumulative method. Okay, let's first use the cumulative method. Okay. Now, the cumulative method, as I mentioned, don't forget, you're going to be getting the average price as per when the sale is made. For example, on 15th of March, there was a sale that was made, okay? And the price, the sale was made on, there's a sale made on 15th of March, okay, of 400 units, okay? So as per se, we don't need to get an average because we only have one purchase made on 12th of March, which means therefore the value, because there's the cost of goods, cost of goods sold or cost of sale. So here we have sale made on 15th. For the sale made on 15th of March, the value, the cost of the good per item is 400 times the price of goods, which we had as past 12th of March, which was 5. Okay, so you don't get, the average is 5 already. Okay, together for 2,000. Then on the next sale was made on that first March. So by then we need to get the average price. Okay, so average price here. So the average price, okay, as per that first of March is equal to all the items that we have so far. So on 12th of March, we had 1,000, okay? We had 1,000 items, okay? We had 1,000 item, but we have sold, or we took 400 out of them. So the balance is 600 times the value then is 305. Then on 21st March, we bought other items, okay? We bought the other items at a price of 500 items at a price of 6. Then on that 25th March, we bought other items, 300 items, at a price of 7. That's the total value of the goods we have so far under that 1st of March, okay? We divide, therefore, by the total number of items we have so far, 600 plus 500, 1,100 plus 300, 1,400. Therefore, the average value of the items under that 1st of March.
Sir, 5.8.
Exactly 5.8?
Yeah.
5.80, okay. 5.80.
No, sir. It is actually 5.78.
78, yeah. Okay, 5%, 2 decimal places, 5.78 comes for the average price of commodity of goods on that 1st of March. Okay, then on that 1st of March, we sold 800. Therefore, goods sold on that 1st March, we sold 800 items, and the price, the value per commodity is 5.20, as we've just done here. Okay, Therefore, times 5.78. Therefore, what's the cost of the goods sold as at that first March?
$4,628.57.
639.
Yeah, 4,628.57.
Okay, so if I do the nearest, therefore is equal to 29. Okay, which means therefore we have two items here. We sold on 15th March with a value of 2,000. Then that first March, the value good we have sold is 46.29. Therefore, total value, therefore consider for the cost of sales, total cost of sales, therefore is 2,000 plus 46.29 together for 66.29. That's the cost of goods sold if you're to use the cumulative weighted average method. Is that clear?
Yes.
Question? Anyone has a question regarding that method on how to get the cost of sales under the use of the cumulative method?
Yes.
Yes, ask.
I've not understood the other 500 times 6 weight has come from.
500 times 6. Oh, okay.
Oh, no, the 600 times 5.
600 times 5, okay. On 12th of March, how many items do we have? 12th March?
1,000.
1,000. On 15th March, you've taken 400, isn't it? You've sold 400.
Yes.
What's the balance?
600.
Okay, which is 600 here. What's the value per item?
Of 15, it's 7.5 each.
That's the sale. That's the sale. No, don't forget the value. We are not looking at the selling price. It's what the cost is about the cost. So the item, these 6 items you have here, what was the cost per item? Because you bought them on 12th of March.
5 each.
It's 5 each. That's why you have 5 here.
Oh, okay.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Any other question?
I thought that we were going to do the value of all the purchases, like 1,000 times 5, then 500 times 6, then 300 times 7, because it is the purchases. Then we do the average by adding all the purchases units.
Yeah, but that would be under the periodic weighted average. So here it's a cumulative. Be careful with the method. We're using the cumulative. This method is cumulative. We have not done the periodic. It's the cumulative we're doing now. Okay. So in the question. Okay, that's the cost sale. The next we need to ask to determine is what's the cost, what's the closing inventory value, the closing stock value under the case of the cumulative, okay, will be equal to. Now the items so far on that first March, the items you have sold is 800, okay. The item we have so far in total is 1,400, okay. As that first March, the total item we have is 1,400. Then we sell 800, we remain with 600. Therefore, it will be 600. The cost per item, okay, is equal to 5.78. Therefore, times 5.78. Do you guys how much?
34.68.
34.68 of $1. Clear? Okay, great. That's what we have to get there for the value of the closing stock. You have to use the cumulative weighted average method. Any questions on the cumulative method? Okay, no question. And we pick there from tomorrow. We discuss the use of the periodic method. Okay, we shall pick there tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. We start off on the same question, but now we discuss under the case of the periodic weighted average method. Okay, if there's no question, then let us meet tomorrow. Okay.